a sabbatical from work, a career break, or an adult gap year. Whichever term you're familiar with, embarking on one is like pressing the pause button. Whether you're in your 30s, 40s, or 50s, chances are you've flirted with the idea of taking a break. But there are potential pitfalls, many of them concerning finances. So the right planning is absolutely crucial to making your leap positive instead of perilous. And in this video, we'll go through 8 financial tips to guide you in planning a sabbatical that's not just a fleeting escape, but a chapter of growth and enrichment. Number 1. Personal goals and costs. First, it's important to lay out your goals for your sabbatical. Whether it's backpacking across continents, mastering the art of French cooking, or launching that startup idea that's been brewing in your mind, each dream has its price tag. The excitement of embarking on these adventures can quickly be overshadowed by the reality of dwindling savings, if not planned for meticulously. For instance, the cost of traveling can vary widely, with long-term budget travelers spending an average of $50 per day, which adds up to over $18,000 for a year-long adventure. And that's just the baseline. So how do you ensure your sabbatical dreams don't turn into financial nightmares? Ensure that you set clear, achievable goals, and then break down the costs associated with each. Incorporate these into your sabbatical budget, as we'll talk about next. It might mean adjusting your lifestyle now to save more, or finding creative ways to fund your pursuits, like travel hacking or leveraging skills for income. Remember, the goal is to enrich your life without draining your finances. Plan wisely, and your sabbatical can be everything you've dreamed of, and more. Number 2. Budget. Sabbatical budgets are an essential step that is often overlooked. You might think that you'll just live frugally, but without a clear plan, costs can spiral, eating into your savings faster than anticipated. Start by listing all potential expenses: rent, utilities, groceries, insurance, and even those little luxuries. But here's where it gets tricky. How do you budget for the unknown? For those once-in-a-lifetime experiences you're yearning for? It's about balance. Allocate funds for experiences, but also be mindful of the need to keep a financial buffer, in the form of an emergency fund. This dual focus ensures you can embrace opportunities without the shadow of financial woes. And remember, this isn't just about surviving your sabbatical, it's about thriving during it. So as we'll touch on in our next tip regarding health insurance, ensuring you're covered for any medical emergencies is also a key part of this budgeting process. By meticulously planning your expenses and incorporating a buffer for unforeseen costs, you set the stage for a sabbatical that's both enriching and worry-free. Number 3. Health insurance. Picture this. You're 6 months into your dream sabbatical, exploring new skills, or maybe even new countries. But then, you face an unexpected health issue, and suddenly, the lack of a structured health insurance plan becomes a glaring gap in your sabbatical dream. In the US, a single health event can set you back thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. The average cost of a hospital stay can exceed $10,000. Without the safety net of employer-sponsored health benefits, this financial burden falls squarely on your shoulders. If you're leaving a job in the US, COBRA offers a way to continue your existing coverage, albeit at a higher personal cost. Alternatively, marketplaces created by the Affordable Care Act provide various plans tailored to different needs and budgets. This step is crucial and should be considered alongside budgeting to ensure healthcare costs are integrated into your overall financial plan. And you should explore coverage for yourself as well as your dependents well in advance. Talk to an agent, or explore online insurance comparison sites to size up how much this will cost. Ensuring continuous coverage not only protects your health, but also safeguards your sabbatical fund from unexpected medical expenses. Number 4. Debt management. Whether it's the monthly mortgage, car payments, or that nagging credit card debt, these obligations don't take a break even when you do. And what you definitely don't want is the cold reality of debt payments to pull you back into the workforce sooner than you'd hoped. With the average credit card interest rate hovering around 20%, it's a depressing possibility without proper planning and action beforehand. The strategy here is twofold. Firstly, tackle high-interest debts aggressively before your break, prioritizing credit card debts, personal loans, and any other high-interest rate debts. This might mean reallocating funds from less urgent savings goals to clear the path for a stress-free sabbatical. Don't sacrifice any emergency fund contributions, though. Secondly, for long-term debts like mortgages or student loans, consider options like refinancing for lower rates or exploring deferment or forbearance options for student loans, which can temporarily reduce or pause payments. Integrating debt management into your sabbatical budget plan ensures you're not just dreaming of a sabbatical, but actively paving the way for one. Number 5. Income streams. Without the regular paycheck you're accustomed to during your break, every expense starts to look a bit larger, and the financial cushion you thought was ample begins to thin. So diversifying your income sources is an essential strategy during a sabbatical, and exploring an alternative income stream may already have been one of your goals for your sabbatical. So, how do you keep the cash flowing without the 9-to-5 grind? First, look at any passive income sources you might have. Think rental properties, dividends from investments, or even royalties from creative work. If these aren't in your portfolio, consider freelancing or consulting in your field of expertise. It's about leveraging your skills flexibly or diving into a new pastime that could evolve into something lucrative. And as we'll discuss later in the video, planning for your re-entry into the workforce is crucial. Ensuring you have a financial bridge makes the transition smoother. So start setting up these income streams now, ensuring they're solid and sustainable for your break's duration. Number 6. Tax implications. Once you've embarked on your well-earned sabbatical, the last thing you want is for the taxman to come knocking, taking you by surprise. Navigating tax implications is like walking through a maze blindfolded if you're not prepared. When you're on a sabbatical, your income situation changes. Maybe you're tapping into savings, or perhaps there's a trickle of income from a new side hustle that we talked about earlier. Each of these has tax consequences. For instance, in the US, the IRS taxes income from freelance work differently than regular employment income, and there might be penalties for early withdrawals from retirement accounts. It's crucial to estimate your tax liability, considering the income you'll have during your sabbatical and any withdrawals you might make from investments. A good action plan is to consult with a tax advisor to create a tax strategy that aligns with your sabbatical budget and financial goals. This way, you can ensure you're not caught off guard and can enjoy your break with peace of mind. Number 7. Retirement savings. It's easy to see a sabbatical as just a break from work, but there is a ripple effect on your long-term financial future, and what you do or don't do during your sabbatical could cast a long shadow over it. Taking a break from work implies a pause in regular contributions to your retirement accounts. For example, a one-year hiatus could mean missing out on thousands in potential retirement savings contributions and their compounded growth. We're all familiar with the power of compounding, and missing out on it for even a short period can have disproportionate effects over time. Pausing contributions during a sabbatical could exacerbate this issue, potentially delaying your retirement or affecting your lifestyle in your golden years. This may mean that you could have to work a little longer than you had earlier planned to plug this gap. But there are other ways to mitigate this. Before you set off on your sabbatical, explore options like making larger contributions while you're still employed, or setting aside a portion of any passive income during your break for retirement savings. The goal is to ensure that your sabbatical enriches your present without compromising your future. Number 8. Re-entry plan. Imagine you're at the tail end of your sabbatical. You've traveled, pursued passions, and maybe even dabbled in new ventures. It's been a dream, but now it's time to return to the grind. And here's where it gets real. Stepping back into the workforce isn't as easy as pressing play after hitting pause. Industry landscapes evolve, new technologies emerge, and job markets can be unpredictable. In fact, the average job search can take anywhere from 3 to 6 months. That's up to half a year without a steady income, navigating through interviews and potential rejections. This is why planning your re-entry is crucial. Start by networking months before your intended return, updating your skills to match current industry demands. Or was there a new skill that you developed during your break that can be parlayed into full-time income? In any case, consider part-time or freelance work to bridge the gap, keeping your skills sharp and relevant. The key is to stay proactive, ensuring your transition back is as smooth as your exit. A solid re-entry plan isn't just a safety net, it can be your launchpad back into the professional world. Throughout the video, we've talked about knowing your financial situation as one of the key themes to preparing for a sabbatical. And if you're curious to see where you stand in terms of the wealth ladder, check out this video next.